Hi, this is our first broadcast of Kids in the Kitchen. I'm Katrina and this is Lisa. Today in Kids in the Kitchen, we're going to be making a yummy breakfast meal. Lisa, would you like to tell the audience what we're going to be making?
Of course. Today we're going to be making something called monkey bread, which we like to call monkey brains.
It looks like it and it tastes like it too.
Katrina, why don't you tell everyone what some of the ingredients are and start on the first step.
Okay, first what we're going to do is you need sugar and ground cinnamon. You're also going to need 2 of these home-style 10 biscuits containers, and later on we're going to cut them up and put them in. So the first step is to take all the sugar and pour it in a bowl, which we have already set up. Get it in the bowl. And then you're going to take 1 teaspoon. You're going to scoop it in, the cinnamon, the ground cinnamon. It also helps that when you scoop it in, you get a lot of it, and then you scrape it all off at the top like so. And then we're going to pour it in, and then the recipe called for 2 tablespoons, so we're going to do it again. And then you've got it there, and then we're going to pour it in. And then we're going to mix it all together. You're going to get it like it looks like it's brown sugar, but it's really sugar mixed with cinnamon. You're going to get it. You don't want it to be white like this. You want to make sure you get all the ground cinnamon stirred up brown like that, except it all has to be like that. You're going to get it stirred up just like this, except you can see they're still brown. So I'll be getting that stirred while Lisa will tell you what else to do.
The next step we're going to do is unwrap and prepare the biscuits. Sometimes these are difficult to open, but I found if you snap them against the counter, the tube will bust open. And you can see that they easily slide out of the tubes. The next thing that we're going to want to do is cut each of the biscuits into 4 pieces. There you go. And the next step, Katrina will show you, is that you want to coat each of the pieces with the sugar and cinnamon mix.
Right here. Sugar and cinnamon mix. First you want to make sure that your hands are washed. You're going to put them in and you're going to cover it in the cinnamon sugar. You want to get it real good. And then you're going to take the pan, which you should have put the spray on to make it so that it doesn't stick. Cooking spray. That's what we like to call it anyway. And then you're just going to put it in like that. But when you're putting them in, you want to make sure that you get them in like so to the point where they look like they're braids. And you can also put in more than 1 of the little pieces, and then you're going to be able to see the rest after the break. Hi, we're back from our break, and what we did here was we put the cinnamon sugar on all of these little pieces, and we put them in. As you can see, they kind of look like it's braided, but not really. Well, also while we were on our break, we filled up this full of sugar.
About a half a cup.
About half a cup of sugar. And Lisa, why don't you tell them what we're going to do with the sugar?
So we're going to take the extra sugar, and we're going to create a sauce we're going to pour over the top of our biscuit pieces. The first thing we're going to do is melt a stick of butter in our pan.
As you can see, it looks very violet. Sounds violet too.
You want to be careful not to burn your butter and get it too brown. So we're just going to pull it away from the heat a little bit. To our stick of butter, we're going to add the leftover cinnamon sugar. And then I've also measured about a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. We're going to add that to our butter. We're going to stir this up until the butter is completely melted and the sugars have melted and are incorporated. Once this is all melted, we're going to pour this over the top of our biscuit pieces.
Which we showed you earlier.
We're also going to go ahead and set the temperature on our stove to 350 degrees. So that will be preheated and ready to go after this is melted.
We're back, and the chocolate coating, or whatever you'd like to call it, is done cooking, and Lisa is going to pour it inside on top of the biscuits. You have to make sure that you get it all on there. You gotta get it good. You want to get it all over there so that it'll taste better than it really looks. That's good. And make sure you get all the stuff as much as you can get out of the pan.
Great.
And then we're going to put it in the oven. But the problem with this, you can't really call this 30-minute meals because this thing takes 40 minutes to cook in the oven.
So we're going to set our timer
For 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
And when we come back, we're going to show you what the oven has prepared.
Well, the timer's gone off on our oven, and you'll see how much the biscuit pieces have risen.
Yeah, they were a lot higher now.
To serve this, we're going to place this on our stove. Place the plate right over the top of our pan.
Right now, you probably think she's crazy. Let's just put it at this. She is sort of crazy, but this one, she's got going.
Then we're going to quickly flip the pan
And as you can
over,
hear, you've heard it.
and you'll heard
Oozing.
the...
And by the way, it's oozing, so be careful when you do this. Make sure you have a big enough plate, because it oozes. Check it out!
There
See, you can see that it's oozing.
you have your monkey brains all ready to eat.